What is going on, guys? Popsy back in the Duel Links video for you guys, and I know it's been a little while since I've recorded Duel Links. I just haven't played the games much in the past 2 or 3 weeks. I played so much last month. I had like 350 plus duels. Not going to bore you with that though. Today's video, we'll be looking at the skill rebalancing, we're looking at the new Forbidden Limited list, and we'll look at some of the league cards potentially. So first off, if you load up Duel Links, go into your notifications bar, you will see this skill rebalancing, and this is probably the biggest changes Duel Links has ever seen in terms of an update. So these don't all go into effect for different days. I believe the skills are June 26th, and the limited list is going to be, I think, the 18th. We'll get to that later. So all of these skills that you can see on your screen right now are being rebalanced, and if we scroll down, it'll tell us exactly what's going on. So I'm only going to focus on the ones that I think are meta relevant. Like, it's cool that Dragonic Fusion and Seal the Tombs are improved, but like, I don't really care about those skills. What we're going to be looking at here are the meta relevant ones, like I said. And first off, we have Duel Standby. So same thing as before, each player starts off with an extra card in their hand at the start of the duel. However, the user of the skill cannot activate spell or traps or monster effects on their first turn, which kind of like, I don't know, the whole purpose of the skill, right, is decks that played the skill, Cyber Angels, Dark Angels, Dark Worlds come to mind. The whole point is because they needed an extra card to get their combo going, and now, even though they get the extra card still, they can't activate any cards on their first turn, so it's kind of pointless. Now, I can still see this skill being decent. Now, a lot of the stall skills or the burn skills you'll see later got nerfed. I could honestly see stall decks gravitating towards this skill just because they get the extra card. It also makes their opponent draw an extra card as well. Could be a decent card. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. And then definitely the most, or the biggest impact, I should say, because Restart is by far the most used skill. I think every meta-relevant deck runs Restart. You got Sylvans that use Restart, Mass Heroes use Restart, Amazonists use Restart, Spellbook use Restart, Aliens use Restart, Cyber Angels, if you consider those meta-relevant still, use Restart a lot. My 6 Samurai deck that I love, which isn't meta-relevant really, uses Restart. Restart is a very good skill that a lot of decks can use. Can only be used once after starting your hands out, so same thing as before. Your first draw phase, or your first draw, will be skipped if you use this skill. So basically, you're going second, you draw your kind of 4, you click restart, your opponent does their turn, you go to your turn, you basically skip your draw phase. Now, I don't know how this is going to be until we see it in action. Now, some people pointed out that Offerings to the Doomed has a similar effect in terms of you skip your draw phase, and Offerings to the Doomed is a fantastic card. Skipping your draw phase in a game like Duel Links, though, is pretty devastating. You're basically just giving up a card. Now, the difference between Offerings and the new Restart is Offerings, you at least do something in the game state. You remove a monster from the board. While Restart, you don't really get that much advantage. I mean, I guess you get a new hand, so you could argue that, you know, that can make or break a game having that new hand, and not having that one extra card might not matter. Definitely interested to see how this works, because Restart is a skill that's been, ever since the game came out pretty much, it's been one of the most relevant skills. So we'll continue to do that. We'll see. Next up, one of the most interesting ones I have to say is Balance. So Balance, basically, the balance only works if you have at least 6 of each type of card, monster, spell, and trap in your deck. So this is really interesting because when I saw this, I thought of a 6 Samurai build that I could play with like 8 monsters, 6 spells, 6 traps, and then run balance and hopefully start with 2 monsters, a spell, and a trap, so you could run a lot more defensive cards, but you have to run less monsters. I think balance could still be good. Not as good as it was. I just feel like balance really wasn't that relevant in the specific meta. I know Noble Knights like to run it a lot, and Noble Knights ran like 6 monsters, then the rest were spells, so I guess it won't work with that. But I don't know, this is an interesting one. I don't think balance was that much of a problem. It has been nerfed in the past. I think more than once it's been nerfed now. Interesting to see. We'll see how it goes. Next up, probably the one that people are the most excited about is Grit. If you had 4,000 or more life points at the start of the turn, your life points will not fall below 1 for one time only. So Grit only activates if you have over 8,000 or 4,000 life points. Very, very good. Can only be used once per duel. Fantastic. That removes so much of the RNG element. It still prevents OTKs like the skill was intended to, and it's not as degenerate as it was in the past. Because in the past, you know, you could be outplaying your opponent, have better resources than them. They have 1,500 life points, you attack, Grit activates, and then they top deck like a Marsh Leaf, summon it, mill 2 more Marsh Leaves, and you lose. And that just wasn't fair. Glad to see that. Glad to see that gone. Excuse me. So next up with Jamago, another relatively relevant skill. I don't think this one really matters. Basically, you can only use it once per duel now. I mean, that's really all you needed with the Jamago, to be honest. So it's not that bad. And then the other 2 Stally skills, Destiny Draw can only be used once per duel, and same with Extra can only be used once per duel. So I like that a lot because Extra, more so like Destiny Draw is a great skill. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like Extra was just such a degenerate skill because like you would, it just. The fact that they got to draw 2 of the same card and just got so much advantage, like, you could either try to win the duel by lowering their life points, then you lower their life points and they get rewarded for it. And it's just like, I hated that skill. Destiny Draw, once per duel, I think that's good. I think that's how it should be intended. I wonder how you're going to see a lot of these burn decks adapt, though, because I feel like running cards that boost your life points, like Enchanted Javelin, Draining Shield, stuff like that, even the Golden Ladybug, really aren't as good anymore because they don't activate your skill more than once. So will they still be running those? Will they run less of it? I don't really know. I guess we'll have to see in the future. So that's all of the skill changes. If you guys want to see the other skill changes that for the other skills that aren't as relevant, like Harpy's Last Will and stuff like that, just go on Gamer. You can read them right here. So let's take a look at the Forbidden Limitless because there is a lot of stuff here. So very, very interesting stuff. So this goes into effect June 26th as well. So I guess they both go into effect on the same day. Which, side note, frustrating as hell because now you're going to see all of these people. Well, let me just spoil this. Sylvan's got hit. Now you're going to see all of these people playing Grit Sylvans before the 26th because they know once 26 hits, they're not going to be able to play King of Games anymore because they can't play their skillless decks. So, rant aside, Massamorph to 1, that's cool. I hate this card. I'm fine with this. I don't really care. Next up, Secret Pass to 2. I don't really know why. I guess it was because of that Silent Magician OTK, which I didn't really think was that consistent. But same thing with the Salt Armor. This is just for the OTKs. I don't think I ran to the deck a couple of times, but I've never seen them run the Salt Armor. I guess they started doing that recently. I don't know. One of the more interesting hits, though. Actually, a lot of more interesting hits. You'll see a lot of this. Enemy Controller to 2. Now, the way that the Forbidden Limited list works in Duel Links is very different than TCG. Basically, what this means is, in my deck, let's say I want to run Secret Pass and Assault Armor. Since they're both limited to 2, I can run 1 Secret Pass and 1 Assault Armor, or 2 Secret Pass and 0 Assault Armor. It's not like in the TCG, where in the TCG you could run 2 Assault Armor, 2 Secret Pass. It's not like that. You only have a combination of 2 of all of the cards on the semi-limited list. Very, very interesting. And then only 1 of the cards that are on the limited list. So, next up, Enemy Controller, like I said. Probably the most... I'm going to just say, like, the best overall card in Duel Links since the game has come out. Always been a staple. I think it's been in the game from day one. I could be mistaken. I know Kaiba dropped. I think Kaiba dropped it at least. I don't really remember. Such a powerful card. The fact that you could econ take in a 4,000 life point metagame and just win, kind of crazy. This card going to 2, like, at first glance, doesn't seem that bad because you only lose 1 econ. But when you take into the fact of how the limited list works in this game, now that econ is 2, for example, if I scroll down, Rose Lover's also at 2. So you play Sylvans, which traditionally play just like 2 econs as their back row, maybe a Treacherous Trap Hole. You can't play 2 Rose Lover and 2 econ at the same time. Very, very interesting. Couple base semi-limited. Degenerate decks play it. Hitting degenerate decks, excuse me, always good. Hero Shadow Scout, same thing. Degenerate decks play this. Hitting degenerate cards, very, very good. Interesting thing this also says is we are preemptively adding this card to the semi-limited list to prevent certain decks from becoming too prevalent after Forbidden Limitless is updated. So that's really interesting that they're hitting this because they think in the future it'll cause problems, not because it's causing problems now. Interesting. Rose Lover to 2. And Marshall Leaf to 2. This just, like, yes. You guys know how I feel about Sylvans. I just think that they require little to no skill at all to play. Way too luck-based, especially when you add Grit on top of that. Grit's nerfed as well. Now what this means is if you have 2 Rose Lover, you can't run 2 Marshall Leaf. You can run 1 and 1, which that's what Cyber Angels did when, what was it, Absolute Ritual and Dakini War 2. They try and run 1 and 1. Maybe they'll just run 2 Rose Lovers. Maybe they'll just run 2 Marshall Leaves. Honestly, I think that if Sylvans are still somewhat decent after this ban list, I think that they would probably just run 2 Rose Lover because I feel like now, going in the future, the best cards in Sylvans are going to be Caraway Champion, Rose Lover, and Guardioak. And you're going to really want to have your Guardioak. It sucks that the deck won't really have a great normal summon like Marshall Leaf on their first turn if they go second. Something like Marshall Leaf first turn if you're going first isn't that great. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be more reliant on things like Komushrimo, things like Guardioak, getting Guardioak out. It's going to be a little bit harder getting Guardioak, I guess, because you can't tribute your Marshall Leaf normal summon, but you could still use Rose Lover, or you could use Carrot Champion. Interesting to see. Someone's going to have to adapt. And again, if they run 2 Rose Lover, they can't run 2 Econ. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe we'll see Magical Merchant come back and be more relevant. We'll see. Next up, Onslaught to 2. I don't think it really matters that much. I mean, that's cool. Like I said, you know, the biggest thing you have to keep in mind with these cards going into 2 is, like, yeah, losing an Onslaught isn't that bad, but now if you want to run 2 Onslaughts, you can't run any Econs. Transversely, if you're playing Amazonas, you're to run 2 Econs, you can't run 2 Onslaughts. So, I don't know. I guess Amazonas, they gotta drop an Onslaught, they gotta drop their 2 or 3 Econs, run other cards. Econ, what do you think about Econ and Im is also pretty stupid, because you could just Econ your baby tiger, or tribute your baby tiger, take a monster. Like, I don't know. I don't think Im's honestly really like a problem deck. I know people will get really frustrated by it because Onslaught's a fantastic card, but I never saw them as like degenerate or anything like that. I don't know. And then next up, we have Cyber Petite Angel to 2. I don't understand why. I guess they thought that after all of these bans, Cyber Angels would become more favorable, so they want to hit them. But at the same time, with all the skills being hit, you know, with Dakini and Absolute Ritual being at 2, basically what this means now is you have Cyber Petite at 2, Dakini at 2, Absolute Ritual at 2. So you pretty much, I guess Cyber's like just cut Petite Angel now. So you're pretty much forced to run 3 Senju. You're pretty much forced to run Sonic Burst now, I guess. I don't really know how I feel about this. Like, Cyber Angels haven't really been doing anything the past like 2 months. They really aren't that great of a deck anymore. Like, they're still decent enough to hit Cog, but not amazing. I don't know. We'll have to see. I honestly feel like they're doing this just to promote people to use newer decks, because Cyber Angels are probably, I would say Cyber Angels are the oldest deck that still have some sort of relevance outside of Red Eye Zombie, but Red Eye Zombie haven't done anything for the past like 4 months. So anyway, next up, Pulse Mines at 2. I guess a Gear Gia hit, although Gear Gia, again, haven't really done that much. Pulse Mines is a frustrating card, though. I'm not going to lie. You know, having Pulse Mines and Econ at 2, again, Gear Gia can't run 2 Econ, 2 Pulse Mines, so it nerfs them a little bit, as well as any other machine deck. I don't know. I mean, it's cool. It's a frustrating card. It's a very good card. Putting it to 2. I only have 2, so there's that. And then next up, Celestial to 2, which is fine. Kind of sucks, because Celestial is such a fantastic card, because it basically is a pot of greed in some situations. Kind of sucks, though, because you pretty much just have to run 1 less hero. I wonder what hero deck's going to run to fill the void, because now you're running less Econs now, because basically if you're running 2 Celestial, you run 2 Econ, which, interestingly enough, in the deck I used to hit COG last season, it was Destiny Heroes, and I don't think I played Econ at all. Maybe I played 1. I'll show that later if I remember, but so now you can't play Econ, so you can't Econ takes with Celestial and Celestial's in the grave and stuff like that. I'm thinking that the Fusion variant of Celeste or Destiny Heroes will be better now with Danger, stuff like that, and Vision Hero Vion, just because you have more room to run those cards, so you might as well. Maybe now with the Econs cut and with 1 less Celestial, you could run a different Destiny Hero, maybe Fearmonger, possibly. I tried running Fearmonger, and I thought running Fearmonger, but I never did. I ran Blade Master, actually, and I never even used it or drew it when I hit COG, so that's Celestial to 2. And then, this just brings a smile to my face. No longer on the list, Red Eye Spirit to 3. Now, like I said earlier, one reason why I thought Petite Angel was going to 2 was to encourage people to use newer decks. But that kind of contradicts that when you put Red Eye Spirit to 3. I don't know, maybe this means the Joey event's coming back, and they want people to use the new cards. I am looking forward to this, because I absolutely love Red Eyes Zombies. I think that they were such a good deck, and at the same time, it was a fair deck when you played against it. Like, there was ways around it. The deck was vulnerable to traps. You could beat this deck. Even though it was the best deck for a while, it was a beatable deck. It's kind of like Sylvans, where they can just mill a Marshleaf, mill a Commercial, mill a Guardio, can just win. So, I am looking forward to this. Once this comes to effect, you best believe I will be playing a Red Eyes deck again. So that'll be it for these cards. Let's go over the leaks really, really quickly, because I don't think that many cards were leaked, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright, so I know you can, like, barely see this picture, but this was actually, I found this in the Guns Blazing Discord server, so that's where this is coming from. These are all the leaked cards. Not exactly sure what they're going to be in. I'm going to assume a mini box, but these are for hires. Now, I'll leave a link in the description to all the cards that are being leaked. I'll talk about them briefly. But this deck, and this card was leaked too. I don't think it says anything to do with for hires, but it was just leaked. So, this deck was recently released in TCG. I want to say less than a month ago, maybe a month ago. It was definitely in the month of May, and this deck is pretty decent in the TCG. How will it be in Duel Links? I don't know. First off, we have Bladesman for high, which is the only SR. All these other cards, except for Galley Draft. I'm not sure about this card here. All of the for hire cards except for Bladesman are R. So this one's an SR. What does this do? During your main phase, you can special summon 1 monster for hire from your hand, except Beat, which is itself. If a monster for hire special summon to your field while you control this monster, except during the damage step, you can add 1 for hire monster from your deck to your hand, except Beat. You can only use each effective Beat once per turn. Very good card. Only 1200 attack, but it's a warrior, 3 stars. I don't know why I said 3 stars relevant. I was going to say you can go to Invoker, but this is Duel Links, not TCG. I've been playing TCG recently, which is why that came to my mind. Decent card. And then you have the other cards, which I'll just leave in the description. TLDR, I think Furhives will be pretty good in this game. Maybe like tier 2, possibly tier 1. They got Searching, got some powerful cards. This Trap card's really ridiculous. I don't even know what it does. If a face-up for higher monster controls from a battle or card effect, you can target one of those monsters special 1 for higher from your deck, whose level is lower than that original level. Okay, interesting. So you have some higher level guys like this one, like Sage. Very interesting deck. I think it'll be fairly decent. Because I'm pretty sure they got like most of the decent support. Like this is the best card in the archetype in my opinion, beat. And they got that. So either way, I'm rambling. What do you guys think about the Duel Links updates in the comments down below? Do you like the leaks? Do you like the ban list? Do you not like the ban list? Do you like the skills? I personally like it. Not a big fan of Petite Angel 2. Don't think that was really necessary. But then again, Konami probably knows better than me. And I'm sure that they thought that Cyberhounds would be too OP with multiple Petite Angels. Either way, I'm rambling again. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, enjoy, subscribe if you're new. See you guys next time. And bye-bye.